LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hello, Blue Devil Nation, and welcome inside the LTU studios for another sensational edition of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Dylan Morello. Today's show features lacrosse and hockey highlights, men's volleyball action, and the last regular season game for both basketball teams. Let's start the show off right now and head indoors to the Detroit Country Day, where the men's lacrosse team welcome William Penn.
It's an exciting day inside the Detroit Country Day Fieldhouse as the Lawrence Tech men's lacrosse team squared up against the Statesmen of William Penn for the first game of the 2020 campaign. The Blue Devils made it to the NIAA tournament last season and showed a lot of teams that they are a force to be reckoned with. Can Lawrence Tech start their season with a win against the newly assembled William Penn? Let's find out. Starting in the first quarter, LTU would show their dominance, putting up 3 unanswered goals, one of which is from the freshman Kyle Zammit, who hits one defender with a spin move, fakes out another, and blasts the ball at the back of the net. The Blue Devils took a 4-1 lead at the end of the first. On to the second quarter now, the Blue Devils still with the lead, and here's the Heartland, Michigan native Justin Light, who takes his defender one-on-one, shoots and scores one of the 2 second quarter goals for the Blue Devils. Lawrence Tech would go into the break with a 6-2 lead. Coming back from halftime, the Blue Devils are rolling, and it would be the sophomore Damian Hudson from Okemos, Michigan, who takes on 3 defenders and strikes gold at the goal. The score is now 11-2 to start the fourth. With the commanding lead, the Blue Devils still held up their defensive walls as junior goalie Joel Trent gets one of his 2 blocks on the day. Number 3 ranked Lawrence Tech handles business against William Penn. Your final score, 16-3.
I mean, our shots weren't falling at first, but we got a system, and if we keep running it through and run it the right way, we know we're going to start putting balls smack in the net. I mean, our energy is at an all-time high right now, and I think that if we keep running things the way we were and keep moving the ball around quick, we'll be just fine.
The men's lacrosse team will be back in action the second week of March as the Blue Devils have a slate of games to play in the state of Florida. Now back up here in Michigan, the Blue Devil hockey team had their final home game of the regular season against Cleary. We've got the highlights from that Friday night. Let's go check it out.
Our men's D1 hockey team took on Cleary University this weekend at Farmington Hills Ice Arena. Playing the Cougars both on Friday and Saturday night, the boys walked away with 2 wins under their belt. Let's get into Friday night's action. Starting in the first period, all tied up at zeros, Eddie Flood keeps the puck in Cleary's zone. With a pass out in front of Cleary's net, Eric Engdahl taps this one in for the Blue Devils' first goal of the night, making the score 1-0. Moving towards the end of the period with the defensive move from John Horn, passed up to sophomore Alec Allen, who dangles his way up to the net, scoring the Blue Devils' second goal of the period. This put the Blue Devils at 2-1 heading into the second. In the second period, the boys came out on fire. With 16 minutes to go, Eddie Flood gets the puck, takes it out front, and knocks a backhander in for another Blue Devil goal, advancing the boys to 3-1. With 6 minutes to go in the second, Engdahl buries the puck into the back of the net, giving the Blue Devils a 3-point lead heading into the third period. The third period is when things really started to heat up. The Blue Devils managed to put 3 goals in this period. John Horn with a backhand pass to Engdahl, who passes it over to Heyer, who nets one, advancing the score to 8-4. The Blue Devils had many star players in this game. Eric Engdahl with 2 goals and 1 assist, Blake Heyer with 2 goals, Timo I with 2 goals and 1 assist, Eddie Flood with 1 goal and 2 assists, and Alec Allen also with 1 goal and 2 assists. The Blue Devils start playoffs this weekend at Farmington Hills Ice Arena.
We try to limit our talking on the bench, at the other team as much as we can, try to stay focused, and you really just got to kind of create your own energy. On the bench, you got to, tap the guy next to you, get him going, and he's going to do the same for you. So we were kind of on a skid. We missed a lot of, opportunities in games before. We should have really won, and so today we knew we had to come out and play real well, play fast, play hard. So that's what we did in practice all week. We focused on the power play, focused on our breakouts and face-offs, and it paid off.
The women's lacrosse team traveled to the state of Kentucky this past weekend and won their first game of the trip on Friday after defeating Georgetown 10-5. On Sunday, the Lady Blue Devils continued to score in the double digits. Let's check out how LTU fared against Cumberland. The LTU women's lacrosse team is looking to start the season 3-0. On the other hand, the Patriots are trying to send a message to the number 6th ranked Blue Devils in a game of 2 undefeated teams. Who will come out on top? Starting in the first half, the Patriots would strike first, jumping out to an early lead, but the Blue Devils would hit back with 2 goals of their own. After Cumberland scored the next 4 goals, LTU would come back with 4 of their own, 3 of those assisted by senior Gabby Larkin. LTU would hit halftime down by 3 at 9-6. Coming back from the break with both teams continuing to score, Lawrence Tech would find themselves trailing by a few points throughout the second half, and although the Blue Devils would outscore the Patriots 7-5, they would go on to drop this one 14-13, your final score. It's time for a quick break, but before we go, just a quick reminder about Blue and White Day happening this Friday at 10 a.m. If you are an undergraduate student, come take a tour of the campus and see what LTU has to offer. Go to the website ltu.edu and click on the events link to learn more. The LTU Sports Report will return after the break.
Asiago butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. I'm Dylan Morello. The men's volleyball team was back in action on Saturday afternoon for the Blue Devil match against Goshen. Can the fellows in blue snap their 2-game skid? Let's go inside the Don Riddler and find out.
The Lawrence Tech men's volleyball team was suited up and ready to face the Maple Leafs of Goshen College. This young Blue Devil team is making strides this season, but is looking to get back in the win column after dropping their last 2 games. Let's jump right into the action. Starting in the first set, it would be the senior Joshua Eckert who blasts the ball over the net for the score, bringing the Blue Devils within 1. However, the Blue Devils would lose the first set 25-17. And on to the second set now, the Blue Devils with a nice volley going, and it would be the big man up front, 6'6", Max Jewett, using his length to power the ball over the net for the kill. However, it would not be enough as the Blue Devils would lose the second set 29-27. Moving on to the third set, LTU must win this set to stay alive. The freshman, all the way from Florida, hits the ball back over, and the Maple Leafs would return the ball out of bounds, and the point would go to the Blue Devils. LTU was out to an early 6-5 lead. Still in the third set, LTU now down 23-22. Jewett hits the ball between 2 defenders. Goshen would return for freshman outside hitter Patrick Noel, and that point ties the game up at 23. However, Goshen had a little more gas in the tank, and Lawrence Tech would drop this one in 3 straight.
We are not comfortable swinging when the game's on the line. When we're starting the game, when we're playing midway through the game, we're free flowing. It's loose, relaxed. When it starts to be 23-all, everybody looks at the scoreboard and goes, holy crap, it's 23-all. So they change their mindset. And as soon as you change your mindset, you're losing.
So they're a second or third year program, so this is probably our 3rd or 4th time playing them, and we've never lost to them. This is the first time we've lost to them, so it's a tight match. We knew we were going to come in and it was going to be hard, but we came out at the wrong side this time, so it happens. You know, we played our best and we gave it our all. They're just a good team and solid players, solid all throughout.
On Wednesday the 26th, that's tomorrow, come cheer on your fellow Blue Devils as they take on conference foes Lourdes inside Don Riddler at 7 p.m. This will be the last home game of the men's volleyball team until the end of March. Now head over to Rochester University for Blue Devil basketball's last regular season games.
Both LTU basketball teams hit the road to face the Warriors of Rochester in their regular season finale. Starting with the men's side of things, the first half was a back-and-forth battle between the two teams. Multiple Blue Devils hit some big shots late in the half, including a three-point shot by junior big man Alec Ivanek with 22 seconds left to give the Blue Devils a 33-25 lead going into the break. However, in a tale of two halves, the Blue Devils could not stop the inside play of the Warriors as they would shoot 60% from the paint. Lawrence Tech will go on to drop their season finale, 73-63 your final. Now on to the women's game, and the Blue Devils are looking to secure home court in the WAC playoffs. The Blue Devils would wipe the floor in the first quarter, outscoring the Warriors 22-9. And the second quarter was a little different, and the Blue Devils would go cold from the three-point line. The Warriors would cut into the lead, but the Blue Devils carried a 5-point lead going into halftime. Coming back from the break, the Blue Devils would gain their momentum back, and that was led by the senior Caitlin Smith, as she would score 11 of the 24 third-quarter points for the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils would come out on top, defeating Rochester 76-63 your final.
That's all the time we have for you today on the LTU Sports Report. This weekend, LTU will be hosting the WAC hockey tournament at the Farmington Hills Ice Arena. If you can't make it out to the games, we'll be streaming all the action for your viewing pleasure. Also, the women's tennis team is back indoors to face Wayne State on Thursday afternoon. And finally, the women's basketball team will face U of M Dearborn in the first round of the WAC basketball tournament. Tip-off is at 7:30 inside the Don Riddler Fieldhouse. Thanks for watching the LTU Sports Report. I'm Dylan Morello. Stay safe and have a terrific week, everybody.